I forgot to add this into my video, so I'm editing this part in to say that today is Saturday, February 1st, 2025. So on with the video. Hi everyone, this is Michelle and welcome back to Call Me Crazy. I hope the lighting is okay on this. I'd be struggling with this light, but anyway, we'll just go with it. This YouTube thing, I'm still trying to figure out the lighting and everything, so just bear with me. This is going to be part 3 of my mini series about the Matrix. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can go back and watch my first video. It's called I'm in the Matrix, but it's not what you think, part 1. This is going to be part 3. And this is going to be talking about taxes in the United States. Now, I guess this video is very timely as well. Also, the video about the immigration was very timely. This is also timely because we are smack in the middle of tax season. Tax season is roughly between January, February up until April-ish. The deadline for filing taxes is April 15th. For most people, there are some exceptions, but for most people, it's April 15th. I can see my ring light there, but in the background. But anyway, we'll keep going. So I'll get it right one of these days. So I wanted to talk about taxes. Now, I still remember when I was first admitted to the U.S. as a permanent resident, and the Immigration Border Patrol officer said to me, "Welcome to the United States, baby." I still remember that to this day, and it's kind of ironic because I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And nobody tells you all the laws and rules and everything that you have to learn. I had no clue. I was just naive. So when it comes to taxes, I thought, which I think a lot of people still think, even if you grew up here, I think a lot of people think this, and especially if you're not from this country, I would think logically that, okay, you work or you have a business and you make a certain amount of income. And based on the amount of income that you make or you earn, you pay a certain amount of taxes based on that income and you move on with your life. No, not so fast. It's nowhere near that easy. I still remember when I first hired somebody to help me with my taxes, because for a long time I tried to do it myself. That was a big mistake. But I remember the first time I hired somebody to assist me, CPA, tax professional, whatever you want to call it. He said to me that, "Welcome to the most complicated tax system in the world." And boy, was he telling the truth. There's just so much involved with taxes. It's so complicated, it just blows my mind. I mean, I've been here for like 7-8 years now, and I'm just now kind of getting an idea of how the tax system works. And I think I have a general idea. I'm sure there's tons and tons and tons that I still don't know, but I think I kind of have a general idea. And what I'm talking about in this video is not like big companies, big corporations, multinational corporations. I can't even imagine what they have to do for taxes. I don't even want to know, because my mind's already blown with what I have to deal with. I'm talking about just everyday working people who just have ordinary lives, middle income or even lower income, high income people. But I'm not talking about big companies. I'm just talking about everyday working people who may have a regular job, or they may just have a small business or a family business. These are the people that I'm talking about. And these are the things that I've kind of learned over the years. When I first came here, boy, I made a lot of mistakes. Because I don't know if people know, but when you have a green card and you later on, years later, want to apply to become a citizen, you have to have all your taxes filed for all the previous, I think, 5 years. Or else you're disqualified from becoming a citizen. You have to file taxes. And so I was very cognizant of the fact that I had to have those things in order, but I had no idea what to do. I was just lost. And the first 2 or 3 years I was here, I did some things that I thought I was doing the right thing, but it turns out it was completely wrong. And I had to actually hire somebody to go back and fix all the problems. And it was just a big nightmare. I think it wasn't until I was here maybe 4 years that I finally got everything in order, as best I could, because I'd made a lot of mistakes and I had to actually go back and fix everything. And it cost me a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of heartache. It was not fun. But I think I'm at a point now where I've kind of understand what I'm doing, at least maybe 75%. I'm sure there's a lot I still don't know. And I just want to go over like some things that I've learned. And I want to say that I am not a tax attorney. I'm not a tax professional. I'm not a CPA. I don't have any certifications in tax. I don't have any law degrees. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving you any advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you my experience after coming here as a newbie to the country and trying to learn all this stuff. And it's not as simple as people think. It's very complicated. And so I'm going to just list some of the things that I learned, that you have to have answers to these questions. So basically, what I learned is that at the end of the calendar year, as an American, a working American, or green card holder, filing your taxes is not just, oh, I just take my income and pay a certain amount of taxes and that's it, and I move on. You basically are providing a complete snapshot of your whole financial picture for the year. And there's many moving parts. There's many pieces of the puzzle that have to fit together. And it's like a giant, It's like a giant math problem that when you put in all the unknowns, it spits out a number. So that's basically what it is. And if you are a green card holder or an American citizen, you have to do this for anything you have in the entire world. So if you have a business overseas, if you have investments overseas, if you have bank account overseas, all these things have to be reported on your tax return, which is really like a snapshot of your whole financial picture, which then determines how much tax you owe. So it's very complicated. It's like trying to explain how to build an atom bomb in 5 minutes. You just can't. You just have to kind of give an overview, which is what I'm trying to do. So these are some questions that I realized that you need the answers to these questions in order to file taxes. And I had no idea how complicated this stuff was. And I'm sure I probably missed a few things, but these are the things that I just kind of, from memory and just doing a little bit of 5 minutes of research just so I could remember some things. But these are questions that, in order for you to accurately file taxes to determine how much tax you owe or don't owe, you have to answer all of these questions first. And then it goes into like a big giant computer, a big giant algorithm. And then at the end, it's going to spit out a number and say, this is how much money you owe us. Or this is how much money they owe you in some cases. Or you don't owe anything. It's just what is the formula going to generate at the end of the day? So these are some questions. Are you single or married? Or are you considered single? Because you can be married, but depending on your individual situation, the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, considers you single. That's a whole nother deep dive to get into. Or are you considered head of household? So these are questions that you have to answer. Are you self-employed or do you work for an employer? Do you have a small business? Do you have a large business? How is your business structured? Is it a corporation? Is it an LLC? Is it a sole proprietorship? Or is it a partnership? Do you have minor children or other dependents? By other dependents, I mean like you could have an adult that depends on you. Maybe they're disabled. Maybe it's an elderly parent. Maybe it's an adult child that has some disability. They're still considered a dependent. Do you contribute to an employer-sponsored retirement program, such as a 401k or pension? For people who are not from the US, because I did not know this, people who are not from the US, 401k is a company-sponsored retirement account where it's the company makes some contributions on your behalf and you make some contributions on your behalf, and they kind of come together. Do you contribute to your own individual retirement account? And there are many different ones. Do you use a home office for your business? Do you use your personal vehicle for your business? Do you receive any unemployment benefits? Maybe you lost your job and the government is giving you assistance temporarily till you find another job. Do you receive Social Security benefits? I think my daughter's calling me. I'll call her back. Do you receive any type of government assistance such as health insurance, housing, food stamps, disability, etc.? Do you have unreimbursed medical expenses? Do you have childcare expenses? Do you have a mortgage on your primary residence? Do you have income or investments overseas? Did you receive any interest income from bank accounts and or stocks, bonds, etc.? Did you win money such as lottery or casino? Did you inherit money? Do you own a rental property? Do you have student loans? Did you sell your primary residence during the year? Did you do any contract work? Do you own farmland? That's a whole nother matrix in and of itself, because I understand that if you have farmland or you do farming, you get certain tax benefits. Did you make any charitable donations? Are you blind? I didn't know that if you're blind, you get certain tax benefits. Do you have any digital assets such as like Bitcoin or things like that? Do you receive retirement income such as from a pension or annuity? Do you pay and or receive child support and or alimony? So all these are questions that I kind of wrote down on my own. I'm sure there are more, but these are the major ones that I thought about. And if any of these things apply to you, they all play into your tax reporting at the end of the year, or should I say at the beginning of the following year. And this requires an enormous amount of energy and diligence, being organized, keeping your documents in order, keeping track of everything. Basically, you have to have an accounting of everything you did for the year. And all of these things that I just mentioned come into play, and I'm sure there are more, but these are the major ones. So I learned very quickly that taxes is not as simple as, oh, you just make a certain amount of money and you pay a certain amount of taxes and you move on with your life. No. It takes me on average, I want to say, just kind of doing things on and off, an hour or two here and there. It takes me probably a month to compile all of my documents and everything that I need to file my taxes. So it's not an easy undertaking. And my husband has a small business, so we have to incorporate that into our tax reporting, and that's a whole nother beast by itself. So, you know, I just wanted to say that I had to learn this, and it is not easy. And I said in a previous video that everything that you do in this country touches taxes in some way, shape, or form. And after reading all these things, maybe you can understand and have a better idea of what I mean when I say that. Because all of these things in some way, shape, or form touch your life, and they impact your tax reporting in some way, shape, or form. So this is part 3 of the matrix, and I just wanted to kind of give an overview for people who are not from this country, or even, I remember when I was talking to one of the CPAs that was assisting me with my taxes, and I said, hey, you know, me and my husband, we're not from this country. We've only been here a few years. We're still trying to figure this stuff out. It's just so complicated. you know, we're kind of lost. We don't know what we're doing. We just need help. And he said, he laughed and he said, even people who are from this country don't understand. So don't feel bad. So you're not alone. So that kind of made me feel a little better, because even people who grow up here still don't understand this stuff. It's like, it's almost like it's intended to confuse you. That's how it feels. Because it just, as your life gets more and more layers, your tax reporting gets more and more complicated. So I just wanted to touch on that. And I'm looking forward to doing part 4. I can't remember exactly what my topic is, but part 4 is coming up soon, of my mini series of I'm in the Matrix, but it's not what you think. Talk to you later. Bye.